shot of fresh running water in Scotland. You know, a lot of the fluoride stuff in America, but in Scotland it's pretty clear. Lovely fresh water up here. It's delicious. You can see these valleys. These valleys have been carved by glaciers. The glacier would have moved its way through here, possibly even melted here. After the glaciers melted, they left this beautiful landscape that I am enjoying right now. So, I've been pondering a few emails this morning from Timmy. He's talking about having Jeranism on, which I probably couldn't say no to, so I've got a few questions I'd like to ask Jeranism in a civil manner. And I'm just getting out of the house in general, guys. It's too nice to stay in. There's a lot of basalt up here, basalt stone. It's ancient stone. Oh, you fucker. See, I fell there, and I bet you my picture was perfect. So I've got this handy wee gyro. There's some ancient rock for you guys. The old believers in the rocks or trees. My city was the heart of geology. Some of the most ancient rocks I found here. Ancient place. You should try it sometimes. Go out. As far as exploration goes, there's still plenty more to discover. In this hill. There's a sheep. So what's around this corner for us, guys? What's around this ancient corner, this valley? Wow. Awesome. Totally awesome. That's what it's all about, guys. Living life. Exploring your world. Not with the help of the military. I heard Del saying that the other night there on his hangout. He wants full exploration, and I thought, right, well, they're going to probably get together and try and get funded for a ship to go to Antarctica or something like that. No, Del wants the military involved. And I thought all these flat earthers are kind of against the establishment and the military that supports them. So it's just strange. It's like the Shaquille O'Neal stuff. It's like, oh yeah, Shaq's came out. Look at that, guys. Wow. A glacier would have moved through this valley, carved it out. It practically ends there. There was a good chance when it melted there was a giant loch or lake here. Look at it, it's amazing. Aye, so where was I? I dealt with the military, and it's like these guys are now starting to trust the people you were fighting against. the military, the governments, the Freemasons, and they're the people that are recently coming out with all the new info on Flat Earth, and you're supporting them. And then when they turn around and say they're just trolling you, you say, oh, he was just a Freemason. So I don't understand it. So we'll go back to Dale from beyond the imaginary curve. Like I said, he's only got a few arguments, and one of the things he keeps saying is, I want to know where I am. Well, here's an answer for you, Dale. We're on Earth. Whether it's flat or a globe, it's Earth, and it's beautiful. Why we're here? Well, that's a philosophical question that's been asked for millennia, Dale. It's a question that we could have so many opinions about and never be right or wrong. But the shape of the Earth is objective. More fresh water here. It's not as running as the other stuff, so I'll not drink that stuff. I prefer it to be running a bit quicker than that. But you can hear it. You can hear it in the hills. This is what we drink down in Edinburgh. No fluoride for us in Edinburgh, so I can't really relate to these fluoride drinkers. There's no genetically modified foods. I think they're banned in Scotland, to be honest. So you hear all this stuff about NASA as well. It's like, well, it's nothing to do with. They don't take money out of the Scots' pockets. Maybe intellectually they're robbing us of something, but I can't really put my finger on what. So guys, we're back from a walk. Like I say, beautiful place. Blessed to live in such a beautiful country. And after the events in London, I was uptown, and everything's just normal. No one gives a damn. There's no panic. And that got me thinking whether these news articles are real or not. By telling us we're under attack, terrorist attack, I think they're just desensitizing us. Because I think one of the things that bothers governments, truly bothers governments, if there is panic within society, if there's panic, you don't want panic. You've heard it in the media, they shouldn't break stuff too soon because it might cause panic. Well, what if the way to get around this panic, this hysteria that people go into, the herd hysteria, what if a way to combat that is show events on the news constantly about attacks, whether they're real or not, by putting them in the consciousness, you're making people more sturdy to it. It's like when someone tries to punch you. Your automatic reaction is to flinch. It's to flinch. That's just natural. You flinch. And it's like the trauma-based media. It's like after a while you stop flinching. You get more desensitized. Maybe it's a way for humans to cope, because if we didn't desensitize ourselves from a lot of stuff in this world, we go crazy. Certain things like wars and all the things all the idealists want gone. And it's just human nature. We'll always have war. There'll always be winners. There'll always be losers. It's life. Guys, you should check this out. Amazing. It's beautiful, like I said. You can say it's subjective beauty. You want it out of this place. Dell wants out of this place. You'd think he was living in Afghanistan or Libya or Syria right now, the way Dell's speaking. You could probably speak to people over in these countries and get a more civil conversation out of them. They're probably more gentle. But we live in an age where ego outweighs logic, and it becomes a very tantalising thing when people start liking you and liking your opinion even when you're wrong. And I'm one of these guys that shows my face. I've done my own experiments. I've went down to the water, I've done lunar eclipse footage, I've done solar eclipse footage, I've done moon phases for a couple of weeks with other people from around the world. We matched our findings with timeanddate.com. We found that our results could only correlate with a spherical Earth rather than a flat plane or disk. And I still get a lot of flack. And I'm not out here to charlotte. I don't know why I do it, guys. But it's not for money. It's not to deceive you. It just annoys me. It just, when you know they're lying, when you know for a fact they're lying, and when you know yourself that you're not a scientist yourself, guys. No one's a scientist. We're all laymen. So when laymen discover the shape of the Earth, just like the Greeks, when we can use it without NASA, when we can do our own observations without NASA, without the governments, that's when you've got to question, why are they still pushing flat Earth? Because if the ordinary people can notice the evidence, why can't the more intellectual people notice? Or even the higher up laymen, the more research laymen, should we say. Wow, look at that hill over there. So this is all carved out with ice. And there's really no other explanation for it, guys. You can see it's carved itself in the land. Geologists can't go back that far. You just have to look for the evidence. When you hear crap like trees or mountains, and you live in a city where geology practically was born, it's an insult. It's an insult to your city, an insult to the great people from your city, and just an insult on education and science in general. We can't put up with this rubbish anymore, guys. Like I said to Tim, I don't want to have these hangouts where we're just sitting there trying to get one up, trying to debunk each other all the time. I'd like human conversations, ideas. But when it comes to the shape of the Earth, it's pretty objective. I was looking for a place that had maybe a balance in between, because the flat earthers are just, they're just lost in cognitive dissonance. They're just trying to find evidence to back their claims. So when you go over to a place like Ed, like Tim was talking about, I can't really relate to these guys either, because to me they're more than your average layman. These guys have been sitting in labs or sitting in observatories or classrooms studying this stuff for years and years and years. And I'm not all about that. I'm not interested. I'm interested in what they've got to tell us, but I like people who have lived life, the stories that come from that life. I'm more interested in that. So people at Ed, to me, are just robots. They're just audios for books. And a lot of what they say, like Tim said, it's factual, it's spot on, it's solid. But when people come in with new ideas at Ed's, it's just, they use the same logic they used to shoot down flat earth with everything. And I can't, like I said, I can't relate to that. I want to find a middle ground. And if I have to create the middle ground, I will. I don't want to be bashing flat earth. Like I said, it's been good for me, because now I can justify my beliefs, why I believe it's a spherical earth. I don't have to pretend or rely on knowledge from the governments or NASA. I can just say what I think through my own observations, and I'm trying to share this with you guys so you didn't go down the rabbit holes I once went down. I wish I knew early on that the stars rotate in different hemispheres and different. And stupid me, I loved space and stuff like that, but I didn't know the basic fundamentals like star rotations. And to me, that's pretty pathetic. So like I was saying, went up for this lock. I'm getting low battery on my phone, so it'll probably cut out. But aye, I want to create a middle ground, guys. Like I said, I'm no any intellectual beast. I'm on the search for knowledge myself, and if it's by using deduction, well, that's the way I'll do it. Because all you're left with is the truth. If you use a deduction method, you just call out all the bullshit, and all you can be left with is the truth. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed my walk. Just thought I'd bring you some more, because I know Star Gods, he was asking, he wanted to see more of my country. I give a lot of city videos and galleries and museums, and I've done a homeless video in the streets. Now and again it's nice to see the wild Scotland. Wild Edinburgh. This is our capital, guys. This is the most populated city. It's paradise. It's paradise. And Dell calls it a shithole. Dell calls this place a shithole. And everything can. He hates man. He hates man. And that's what Satanists. That's why they get tattoos. That's why they try and push veganism on you. Because it kind of says that they'll dictate what you can eat as well. So guys, I know it was a bit of a long spiel, but like I said, it's a wee bit of an advert for maybe an upcoming hangout with Jeranism. Like I said, I get fed up with flat earth, and then suddenly somebody says something, or something do something, or somebody wants to come on my show. It drags me back in. So I hope it's worth it. one of many reservoirs up the hills. So all the rain and snow, it just melts, comes down. Fresh water.